Hey, yeah, Sun 7, they can know that we here now. And it's going down. Worry not, baby. Why? Because this is the daily go get mism show. You think it ain't when it is? Word. You think it won't when it is? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing taking off left lane, no coasting. How y'all feeling this morning, man? Here we are, 4th of July. Independence Day is what they say. We look at it in a whole totally and different way now. Charlene Curry, Charlene Curry. What's going on? Charlene. What's going on? Charlene. It's good to see me some you. That's my word. Daily Go Get a Mism show. And this morning we're talking about the life of the late bloomer. We're talking about the life of the late bloomer. What y'all know about being a late bloomer? What have you come into your own late with? You know, some people didn't learn how to do certain things until later on in their lives. And it seemed like everybody learned how to do them before them. Sometimes your body develops late. You know, while everybody was getting tall, you might have remained small, but then you might have got taller than all of y'all. So we're going to take a look at it, man. The life of the late bloomer. The life of the late bloomer on the Daily Go Get It Mism show. I'm your host, Sun 752. We're about to pick this thing up. Let's get it popping. Yes, y'all. Yeah. We still standing tall. 319-527-6199. Make sure y'all hit the like button when y'all come on up in here in the chat. Make sure you hit the like button, baby. Make sure you share the show and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Let's do this thing going down now. And it's going down. The life of the late bloomer. The life of the late bloomer. What have you come into late in your life that maybe people thought you should have gotten early? Hey, you can't control how fast you grow or which way you grow, you know? So we're going to take a look at it though, because all of these things can have an effect on your psyche and your ability to have quality of life and feel comfortable and be all right. So let's get it popping. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this your daily, the Daily Go Get 'Em Isn't Show. We do this every single day, every day, every day it rains, every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. I'm your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the. And if you can't say Omar with the, well, then you just say Omar with the R's. The Daily Go Get 'Em Ism show, and it's going down right now on the Daily Go Get 'Em Ism show. All right, so it's jumping off. You understand what I'm saying? So it's jumping off, son. All right. Today on the Daily Go Get 'Em Ism show on this Saturday morning, on the 4th of July, so-called Independence Day. Is it still Independence Day to you? Like they say, is it still Independence Day to you? If you're a black person, you may know a little bit about your history, and you may not look at today as being Independence Day for yourself anymore. What are we talking about on the DG show? What we'll be talking about is this. So-called July 4th, 1776 was the year that the United States of America, or whatever it was called at that time, gained independence. What the hell? Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Gained independence from Britain. So hold on. So the 4th of July is known as Independence Day to Americans. However, how does that work? Let me see here. Okay. Uh, okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, to a lot of people, I mean, to most Americans, we gained independence from Britain, but that's not really the way it happened for our people because our people were still in bondage. Well, our people were still enslaved. We were known as property to our masters, and our masters were rich white men who could afford to buy and sell human beings and treat them as livestock. They were able to buy and sell them as the same way you would do horses, cattle, animals, you know, pigs, whatever. And so although many of our people fought in those wars, we did not enjoy the independence and the spoils that other races, aka white people, enjoyed. It just wasn't like that. And although many of us celebrated Independence Day for years, now with the new consciousness that is coming along with many of our people, not everybody, but some people, we are deciding not to celebrate the July 4th Independence Day anymore. Instead, many of us have opted to celebrate Juneteenth. Now, that's not to say that we aren't going to cook out, hang out with our friends and family and bond together because we have every right to do that and have the day off. A floating holiday if the holiday falls on the weekend like it does this year. But that's how it's going down for Independence Day. So if you are a black man, woman, or child, do you still celebrate the July 4th Independence Day? Or have you opted to have already celebrated your Independence Day on June 19th, a couple of weeks ago? Me and mine, we like, nah. Tell you what, we throw some burgers, some chicken on the grill and all of that. We can hang out. I mean, it's the day off, right? But we never broke out no flags or sang the national anthem or pledge allegiance to the flag or any of that stuff anyway. Nobody in my family ever did nothing. Well, wait a minute. Because I do have some family members that would participate in that bullshit. Oh, you know what? Hold on, yo. Hold on. Because I forgot to do something this morning. And it's important that I go ahead and get that off because my allergies are driving me sick and crazy. My allergies are doing a job on me. And I'm not trying to live that life. I ain't trying to live that life. You understand what I'm talking about? So let me take this little allergy pill that I forgot to take this morning. Look. We good? Yeah, we good now. Well, we'll be good. We'll be good. All right. So like I said, we never celebrated Independence Day in that traditional American way anyway. But we'll get together today and hang out, cool out, drink out, smoke out, eat out, whatever out. You know what I'm saying? So, that's how that's going down. But listen, this morning on the Daily Go Getimism Show, this morning on the Daily Go Getimism Show, we are talking about the life of the late bloomer. The late bloomer. What things in your life did you start doing late? Everybody else. What things was everybody else doing before you did? One of those things could have been growing. Maybe you were always the shortest person in your class. You were late growing. Your body developed late. If you was a girl, maybe you didn't get no butt, no boobs until you got older. Some women didn't get them until they had their first baby. And then all of a sudden they start to, oh shit. Oh, we gonna do this morning? Really? Really? Really. All right, well, look, I ain't gonna stress over this blog talk thing. It is what it is. As long as we okay here, we gonna rock out like that. But yeah. So, a lot of women didn't start to develop. They didn't get no butt, no boobs, no ass, no titties, or none of that stuff until they actually got pregnant with a baby. And then that may have been when they were fully grown, all the way into their 20s, all the way in some in their 30s or whatever. It happens. Late bloomer, with men. Some men can't get hair on their face. When all the way through they teens, how some of these teens, they be having beards, full beards, and ain't but 14, 15 years old. You're like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? Some men can't do it. They got a beard later on in life. My baby brother couldn't get no hair on his face. Now he's in his 40s. He got some hair on his face, but it took a while. Growing, if you're a dude, it can be a tough time for you when you're the shortest dude in the class all the time. Growing up, you was the shortest one. All of your friends are playing basketball. You playing basketball too, but it might be harder for you to dunk. But I did know short dudes that could dunk though. They always had something to prove. And when you're a late bloomer, as far as your height is concerned, it can turn you into. It can give you the Napoleon complex. It can turn you into somebody who has a chip on their shoulder all the time. It happens. But you're a late bloomer, so you may have started off being the smallest one all the time, but then you may have gotten this growth spurt. But it may not have happened during regular puberty like everybody else. I was one of those guys. I was always short in my class. I was never the shortest, but I was always short. I didn't really start growing until I was about 14, 15 years old. And I never got past 6 feet. I never got up to 6 feet. I'm 5'10". And believe me, I was pissed because I thought I was 5'11". Got on the scale when I was like 18. They was like 5'10". I was like, come on, man, stop playing. They was like 5'10", Mr. McIntyre. I mean, what do you want? I was like, can I get 5'10 and a half? They was like, 5'10". And don't take off your sneakers. But watching all my brothers, they all are over 6 feet. Just about all of them tall. I'm like, well, how did I get the short gene? How did I get what happened? What happened? So, but it happens, late bloomer. I mean, I was short and, small. Couldn't gain any weight. Some people can't gain weight. They late bloomers when it comes to gaining weight. You know what I mean? Or learning how to do physical things. So, that's what we're going to talk about this morning. If y'all want to call into the show, 319. Wait a minute before I tell y'all to do that. Wait a minute. Because I don't know if we on Blog Talk. I don't know. I don't think when you hear that, that's never a good thing. That's not good. That's no good. All right. So I'm going to hold off on the number for right now. For right now, we're going to hold off on the number. We ain't going to do that. We ain't going to do that part. But let's talk about being a late bloomer. The life of a late bloomer. Like there are so many things that you probably wanted to do in life, and sometimes those things can be expected of you in life. And then when you don't catch up the way people think that you should catch up, they can look down on you, tease you, ridicule you, or make it seem like you're slow. And there can be some things that maybe you don't think is important. Maybe they're things that you don't think is important, and maybe they're things that are just out of your control. Like I said, when it comes to your growth, what are you going to do? You can't make yourself grow. see what's up with my mama. She calling while I'm on the show. Hold on, let me see what's going on with her. I ain't gonna call her. Let me text her. Let me give her a text. Hold on. This is, I don't like a lot of interruptions or whatever. But anyway, but yeah, you can be a late bloomer in almost anything that you do in your life. You could be a late bloomer when it comes to growing. It can be, and we could be talking about growing physically and or mentally and emotionally. Maybe you were a late bloomer when it came to, you know how some people didn't get like a boyfriend or a girlfriend until everybody else was already in the game. Let me ask y'all that. Like, what was the age of your first boyfriend or your first girlfriend? Huh? How old were you? And what's going on? Emily Dunlap in the house of said it. Emily, how you feeling? Thanks for coming now. Carol Chamberlain, Favorita, always great to see you. Oh, yes, it is. And Shirley Show, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Shirley Show, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. How you feeling, my brother from another mother, Norris Hill. I said my brother from another mother, Norris Hill. What's going on, my brother? Thanks for coming on through. How old were y'all when y'all first started dating or started courting, having your little first boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever? You know what I mean? Like, I know some people that didn't have their first boyfriend or girlfriend until they got to college. I know plenty of people who didn't have sex until they were 18, 19, 20 years old. The rest of us teenagers was already doing it. We didn't have no business doing it, but we was sure enough doing it, you know? How old were you? Your first boyfriend, first time you fell in love, because your first boyfriend or your first girlfriend may not have been the person that you fell in love with. And you knew the difference between when you just really liked somebody and when you fell in love with somebody. Because you know, when you first fall in love, that shit hits you like a ton of bricks. It can hit you like a ton of bricks. Have you all emotionally strung out and you all messed up, twisted and turned and in a bad way. Shirley Cheryl, she says, okay. Yes, I'm short. Late getting tall, early for everything else. Okay. All right. Okay. Emily says, I was a late bloomer, liking boys, dating, sex, moving out. Don't judge me. Hey, moving out. We can get into that one too. A lot of people are still late when it comes to that. Thing is, when we say a late bloomer, blooming is a form of growth, like a flower or plant blooms. In other words, it starts to develop. With human nature, we consider certain things to be growing or blooming or developing that may not jive with everybody. We may not all agree on what growth is. For example, maybe I think that at a certain age you should have already, I don't know. Okay, let's take the thing about moving out. Maybe at a certain age, I feel like you should have moved out from your parents. Am I right? I can't be exactly right about the age. Who am I to say? Like, let's say if I say by 20 years old, you should already have your own place. Who am I to say that though? And does that mean that just because I did it, does that mean that I grew versus everybody else? I may not be in position to say that. That's not my business with everybody. And I'm sure plenty of people will let me know that's not your business. And that's not your decision. At 20 years old, I was out of the house, but I wasn't out of college. So plenty of people could say that maybe you shouldn't have been out of the house yet. But I was taking care of myself. But I was getting help at the same time. I wasn't totally independent. So, so late blooming when it comes to something like moving out, that's a judgment call. And sometimes we take a judgment call to mean growth or blooming or development, but it's an opinion. It's a judgment call. It's what one person's perception of what should be happening and, versus somebody else's. But what's that age? What age did you have your first boyfriend or girlfriend? I was young. I ain't gonna front. Like certain things when it came to girls, I was young. Like I like girls. Some boys don't like girls or don't have an interest in girls until they get a little older. Maybe teenagers. Things like that. With me, nope. Out the gate. Preschool. True indeed. Preschool. I had little girls calling me their boyfriend in preschool. I'm talking 3 years old. Easy. So, but did that make me faster than any of the other little boys? I don't think so. I still played with toys. I still, ripped and ran and whatever, and got in trouble and broke stuff and all of that. I just had an interest in girls early. That didn't make any of the boys that I knew who didn't have an interest in girls yet, that didn't make me better than them. But I was an early bloomer when it came to that. They may have grown really, really tall. I remember when I was in 8th grade. I remember my man was like 6'5". To me, he was a straight tree. Tall as shit. I remember when he and I were growing up, he was a year younger than me. He towering over everybody. Charlene Curry says, I like boys early, but wasn't allowed to have a boyfriend. I understand that. But you did like him. Charlene, did you ever sneak and have a boyfriend? You know what I mean? Did you ever, did you sneak and get a boy phone number, have to call him at a phone booth or something like that? Happens. Because if you had strict parents, then they couldn't call you. So you had to find a way to call them when nobody else was around. Go over your cousin's house and use their phone. Might have had to sneak there too, Cheryl Hudson says, unofficially started dating at 16, officially started at 18. Now, you're saying that you started dating at 18. To some people, that might be late. We was already going to the movies and the arcade. 18, we was doing that at 12, 13. I remember when I was 12 or 13, I'm going to West Oak Lane to dancing skates. This girl named Cherie, she liked me. And I remember her and her cousins clowning me too, because I couldn't skate backwards and do all that fly shit. I could just skate regular. Meanwhile, they was little skate kids. But I ain't care, because that was my little girl. You know what I'm saying? She requested me. But yeah, so 18 might be late for some people. to start dating. I remember when I was in college. I knew a lot of dudes, surprisingly, that hadn't had sex yet. They didn't have sex until they got to college. I was like, what the hell? What was you doing? What was you doing in high school? And they played sports and all of that. I was like, how did you make it through? You was on a basketball team and you ain't had sex as a teenager? How them, them little chicks, you know how girls love basketball players. Football players, yeah. If you really, really all that. But basketball players, they got all the ass in high school. You can't deny it. They got all the ass in high school. They still are the ones. So, but the bottom line is, you may be considered to be a late bloomer by some people. Meanwhile, I remember when I was 20 years old and I was messing around with a girl who was 24 and she was a virgin, a straight virgin. That was an interesting situation. She 4 years older than me and still hasn't done the nasty yet. Well, we definitely did the nasty, but it was tough. It was very, very. I was like, we supposed to be past all of this. But one thing is for sure, she was very developed. She was not a late bloomer when it came to that body. I was like, very nice girl. Let me see. Emily says, we will never be totally independent from our parents, whether living with them or not. Nah, that's not true. Oh, unless you're talking about yourself. That's not everybody. Some people I know kicked them. I mean, their parents kicked them out. So they was going to be independent for sure. Some people have lost their parents. Lost both parents when they was teenagers. Whatever. Shout out to them. Charlene says, I was in the 11th grade when I had my first boyfriend. Okay. That's not very late. It's not that very late. It's not very late. But at the time, maybe to you, it may have seemed late. Emily Dunlap says, they was focused on b-ball, not pussy. It's like that sometimes. Well, that was amazing to me. I don't see the girls cheerleading. Cheerleaders. You know what that cheerleading shit is about. But you're right. If they were just focused on their crafts, focused on their sport, and not into girls yet, that makes them a late bloomer. It is what it is. It is what it is. And they also may have been late succumbing to peer pressure. Think about that. They may have been late succumbing to peer pressure, at least in that area. Other people may have succumbed to peer pressure early. Mad early, you know what I'm saying? So it goes down the way it goes down. It's the Daily Go Get a Business Show, y'all. What's going on? We're talking about the life of a late bloomer. The life of a late bloomer. Here's one thing that a lot of people still don't know how to do or refuse to do or whatever. Driving. Some people started driving late. Didn't get their license. They didn't get their driver's license or learn how to drive until late. Some people grew up in a family where there wasn't no car. Plenty of people grew up in families where there wasn't no car. There wasn't no cars. No cars. when they when they had to go to the market, they took that little shopping cart, that little cart that you use for groceries, and you also use for laundry. So you had to push that shit to go to the laundromat, push that shit, use that shit when you went to the market, or get a ride. Get a ride to the market. You got a house full of kids, you don't have no car. So you got a lot of groceries you need to get. They're not gonna fit in that little shopping cart. So what you do? You either have to pay somebody to take you to and from, a cab, or what we call a hack. In Philadelphia, a gypsy cab is called a hack. Now people will catch an Uber. But that's hey. But some people are afraid to drive. They won't drive. So they haven't learned how to drive yet. Or some people finally overcame their fear of driving and got their driver's license and started driving late. Meanwhile, some people were really early bloomers when it came to driving, and they was driving when they was teenagers, mid-teens, stealing the car at 13, 14 years old. But was definitely driving by the time they was 16. License or no license, they was driving that car. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Not who I'm talking about in your lives, but you know who I'm talking about in your life, in your life. I know who I'm talking about in mine. So, but some people, they say, nah, I'm not driving. Not driving. And some of them are men. I think it's really odd for a man not to drive. I think that's crazy odd. But that's my judgment. That's my opinion. That's how I feel. Some of the men feel like, well, as long as I get there, or as long as I can get everybody else there, that's all that matters. Maybe, to me it's odd because when you're younger, as a man, you get cars as toys. Your parents buy you cars, trucks. When you in the car, you ride the hump. Did any of y'all ride the hump, or did some of y'all miss out on riding the hump? I rode the hump all the time. Whenever I rode in the car when I was little, that little hump in the middle is the armrest. Sometimes the armrest popped up so you could have an extra seat. I could have sat in the middle, that extra seat, because it was like a bench seat or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. But the grown-ups felt like, nah, since you short, you gonna ride the hump. No seatbelt either. You get into an accident, I'm going right through the window. But hey, we rode the hump. Sometimes you sat on their lap while they drove. That kind of shit. Some men, some grown men, 30, 40, 50, 60, they never learn how to drive. No driving. And when you're a young man, you want to have a car so you can go pick up these chicks. That's an easy way to get laid. Even if you don't have your own crib, you can get laid at your mom's crib. You can get some ass at your mom's crib. If you got a way to get them there, get them there, and get them back. She ain't trying to, like, the crib might not be set up for y'all to sneak, do it, and she got to go home with a... You can get it to and from the crib. It's a good look for you, homie. It's a good look. So that's one thing about being a young man. You are ahead of the game if you have your own car, or if you have access to a car all the time, or if you have your own crib. You in a good spot. Cause she know you got your own spot. She can come over. She can spend the night. Get washed in the morning. Leave fresh. You ain't got no car. You ain't got no crib. It gets dicey. Might have to go to the telly. You ain't got no telly money. Listen, man, you ain't got no car money. You more than likely you ain't got no hotel money either. That's not totally true. It's not totally true. It's true enough though. Cheryl Hudson said, I was late learning to swim and ride a bike. Ride a bike? Like, it's black people who ain't never gonna learn how to swim. They 80 years old. So it is what it is with that. But riding a bike? Well, that's a little odd. That's a little strange. But I know that it can happen. And evidently it has. Let me see. Cheryl says, I was late trying to decide if I wanted to try alcohol and weed. I was late with that. I was a little late with that too, Cheryl. You know, like in high school, none of that. I didn't drink, and I sure didn't smoke weed. I smoked weed for the first time when I was all the way 21 years old. Like there's a legal weed smoking age. But I wasn't going to do that. I had heard things like smoking weed stunted your growth. And I saw the way people looked and acted when they smoked weed. So when I was growing up, weed was drugs. It wasn't this safe, everybody does it shit like it is now. Weed was drugs to us. Like, you smoke weed? You smoke joint? Damn, you smoke joint? You was a rebel. Not necessarily for a good cause. But we talk about late bloomers. If we take it all the way, take it early in your life. Like Cheryl says that she never learned how to ride a bike or swim. What about some people who don't learn how to read? They really are slow developing. Hey, how long did it take some of y'all to learn the potty train? You may or may not remember, but you could have been late potty training. Hey, I've seen some of these mothers today. They got a damn pull up on a 4-year-old. I'm like, what you doing? What you doing? Hey, it happens, right? Not everybody potty trains at the same time. So whereas you may have learned how to use the bathroom by yourself when you was a year and a half, 2 years old. Some people think that 2 years old is early to be potty training. I'm like, well, when the fuck you gonna do it? Because you know that 3-year-old shit, 3-year-old poop, that ain't no good poop. That's real stink poop. They need to learn how to sit on that toilet. Like, what's the delay? Hey, some people didn't learn it though. Some people were resistant to learning it. Some parents allowed it allowed their children to learn how to use the potty late. Some people, like my stepmom, never potty trained my sister. My sister potty trained herself. That was the weirdest shit. I was like, what kind of shit is this? When she started going to preschool, she saw all of the other kids were potty trained already. So she went to my stepmom like, listen, Mom, I don't want to wear these Pampers no more. And now if that ain't some weird yo, son, hey, yo. I know with my daughter, I wasn't having it. Year and a half, tops. No. Year and a half, I'm talking no more than, you will not reach your 18th month. You're going to get this shit down with the quickness. Literally. But that was that. That was that, and that was us. Some of us didn't learn to walk until later. Some of us didn't talk until later. My niece, it seemed like she was slow at talking. She was cussing you out without being able to talk, really. It was the wildest thing. She'd be like, and yum, 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 and yum, yum, yum. I'm like, and what? And I mean with the attitude. And yum, yum, yum. My niece was too grown without being able to talk. We was like, what the hell? So needless to say, once she started talking, she never shut up. But she was already and yum 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 and yum 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 yum. And yum 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 yum. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Everybody used to look at my niece like, yo, how did this little girl have that much attitude with no words? In her mind, she was talking her ass off. But her mouth, and I mean, I'm literally saying what she was saying. And like, man, this John, wow. That was my baby though. But she was too damn grown. So she was quick with the attitude, but she was slow with the verbal. Slow with the verbal. Some of y'all might have start talking late also. We could say that it don't matter now, but hey, during that time, I bet you it was an issue. Emily can't swim either. Emily says, my sister-in-law still can't drive and almost 60 years old. Hey, it's pretty much a wrap. She's not going to learn how to drive. If you ain't, I want to say that if you ain't driving by the time you 30, you ain't going to, but I know people who drove after that. So I can't say it. Narcel says, as much as I hate to do it, excessive buffering and not being able to listen on Blog Talk side is forcing me to dip out and listen to yesterday's show. Oh, man. Damn. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. Look, no. Let me see. See if I can fix it on the Blog Talk side. On the New York side. On the Blog Talk side. They know. Come on, man. Let me see if I can. Trying to see if I can fix the Blog Talk side. Let me see if I can get up in here.
Start your show now. Press 1 to hear important instructions. It appears that the host has already dialed into this show. Only one host is allowed per show. Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.
Goodbye. But the host, no. How do you hang up, host? All right. Well, anyway, so, yeah, we pretty much busted on that side. We're busted on that side. All right. But yeah, y'all, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all share the show. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel already. We are talking about the life of a late bloomer right here on the Daily Go Getimism show. So make sure y'all get up on it. Get up on it. Yeah. So yeah. All right. Norris is back. That's what's up. Carol says, I was thrown in pools as a kid and scared I was going to drown. So it was a wrap for me. So many of our people have been abused that way. And that shit is abuse. Shit, we're not animals. If you throw a dog or a cat or any other animal into the water, they automatically know how to swim. We don't have that. We drown. Why do people do that shit? Why do they think that is funny? How is it funny to watch somebody struggling to breathe and save their own lives? And people have actually died from that shit. Somebody was playing around, knocked them into a pool of water that was taller than what they could stand in, and they messed around and drowned. While people standing around laughing like you was just going to magically learn how to swim. It's not funny. It's not cool. And then when a traumatic experience happens to you like that when you're a child, it's going to discourage you from ever trying to learn that shit again. So you're going to become not just a late bloomer, but a never bloomer. Well, some people do. Some people take a chance at it later on in life. Like my mom, she learned how to swim when she got in her 30s. And then she made sure that all of us learn how to swim. But that's not always the story. It's tough. But when you think about your own kids, how did you teach them how to do certain things? What age did you teach your children the potty train? Which age did they walk? Did they walk? Some of us were running. We were running before we were walking, it seemed like. Some of us took a while. Took a while to walk. Took a while to talk. Late bloomers. Took a while to read. Took a while to be able to learn how to spell. Late bloomers. Happens. Took a while to fall in love. Took a while to have an interest in the opposite sex. Shoot. Some of us took a while to accept that we didn't like the opposite sex. Took a while to come out of the closet, admit that you were gay. It happens. Hey, it happens. Some people tried doing the straight thing, wasn't working out. And maybe they didn't even understand why. I think they really do know why, but you understand what I mean. Oh, shit. Ow. Late bloomers. It's always odd when you meet a young man that's not interested in sports. I think it's odd. You know, young boys usually like ripping and running and playing sports, being competitive, but not all of them do. Circa 2009, my girl Nikki, so and and Instagram, she said, "Okay, I get it. I think I'm still a late bloomer." Hey, it is what it is. But yeah, you know, you may have been a late bloomer when it came to certain things, and your children may have been a late bloomer when it came to certain things, and you were there to witness that. You may have witnessed your children struggle with coming of age or coming into their own more than yourself. You know how it is when you're going through it in real time and it's personal. You see things differently than when you can stand back and analyze somebody else's struggle. Um, yeah, like I said, discovering boys or girls or whatever. Late bloomer. I mean, physical late bloomer. Like I said, as girls, you may have been, late getting ass and titties and all of that. Boy, it may take a while before your man started growing. Before your man started, you know what I mean? Before it was fully lit. It happens. Shit, I know all of us, each and every one of us, were intrigued when we first started getting hair down there. You know, that was back in the days when it was okay to have hair on your privates. You know, back in the day. Like, none of them women, no women have hair on their privates anymore. But back in the day when it was normal, it was a sign of growth. You might show your friends or your siblings. Like, look. Like, oh shit, you growing hair down there? Oh yeah. That was a big thing for us. That was a big thing. Funny Peachy says, but he built like he on every team. Oh, you talking about your son? Hold on. She says, my son is a nerd. He didn't like sports. Um, um, built his first PC at age. Oh, he was a computer genius. So he built a computer at age 8. He knew how to put in a hard drive. He knew how to put in the he knew how to put the fan in, the processor, all of that. CD, DVD player, all that, everything. Pretty at age 8. Shoot, most people don't know how to do that now and won't learn. So you say, and I'm talking to Funny Peaches in the Instagram chat. That's what's up though. So you said he started getting involved with sports later on. And Nikki says, well, circa 2009 says some guys have a late growth spurt too. Yeah, I know all about it. She says, some conscious women. Oh, some conscious women still have a bush. Actually, all women have a bush. They just keep cutting it. I heard them complaining about it during this quarantine time. I can't get my thing waxed. I'm like, and you need it waxed? Circa 2009 says you just have to wash extra good. You gotta wash extra good even if you shave it. I'm not a fan of no shaved twat. I'm not a fan of that. But it's a fad, and I ain't gonna say everybody, but most are going with it. Fucking little baby weirdos. But hey, yeah. But yeah, when it was a rite of passage. It was a big deal when you started getting hair down there. Like, yeah, yeah. Sign of puberty, early puberty, not not full grown. Hey, look, with all of the preservatives and steroids and the GMO shit that they putting in the food nowadays, these girls, some of these little girls are getting their period mad early, 9, 10 years old. Now I can't say that some women that I know back in the day, they got their period early too. And soon as you start having your period, you're able to produce children. With a boy, as soon as he starts to produce sperm. So when he starts having nocturnal emissions, in other words, when he starts, having wet dreams, he knows that he's able to reproduce. So some people are late bloomers when it comes to having sex. Some people are late bloomers when it comes to the ability to be able to have sex or be able to reproduce. We talking about late bloomers. Funny Peaches says, I still got a bush just trimmed. That is beautiful. That is a beautiful thing. I swear to God. Before the year 2000, all women had a bush. It was weird if they didn't. It was like, you shave your shit? Like, all right. After 2000, I ain't gonna say all of them, but it was rare. It was rare to see any hair down there. Our people are so trendy and faddish, and I've heard some of the reasons for shaving down there, and to be honest with you, I find it to be a little disturbing. Women, our women, of course, being ashamed that they don't have good hair down there. And I'm dead serious, and I heard them say it. You don't want that nappy shit down there. Like, but we used to call it the nappy dugout. Like, shorty, it's what's inside that counts. It really is. It's what's inside that counts. By the time we get there, ain't no twat that's beautiful. I know women like to say that shit like, yeah, I got a pretty pussy. No, you don't. There's no such thing. It's pretty in what we know it can do, but it's not pretty in and of itself. I'm just saying. But yeah. So, late bloomers when it came, you might be a late bloomer when it comes to love. When it comes to love. First time you fell in love, like Janet Jackson said, when I first fell in love, I didn't know what hit. What did she say? You know what I'm talking about in the song Control. In the song Control. The first time you fall in love with somebody is the first time that you really understand what submission feels like. Voluntary submission, like you actually want to please somebody else more than you want to be pleased yourself. And you ready to go all out. You ready to go all out. Funny Peachy says, "Oh, she's talking about the twat." Well, hair holds moisture, but it's there for a reason. Mm-hmm. Sure is, and I think that it reserves the right to stay. Yes, I do. It's supposed to be there, and nobody should. Yeah, I'm saying, but yeah, talking about late bloomers. You know, first time you fall in love with somebody, you don't really forget it. The first time you have sex with somebody, you don't forget it. Especially if it's the first time you ever had sex. You ain't gonna forget that shit. Oh, damn. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Hold on, hold on. All right, hold on. Let me get it back because we went out on Instagram. I want them to be able to get it back though. Um. Okay. Okay. Let me get this thing back here. All right, let's go. See if they come back. Okay. But yeah. So yeah, fall in love late, whatever. What? Hold on. Let me see. Let me see some of the other things that I wrote. Um. Hey, some people. We was talking about driving earlier. Some people will drive, but they scared to drive on the highway. Y'all know anybody like that? They drive, but they scared to drive on the highway. They scared to drive on the expressway. If you ever go somewhere with these people and you be like, yo, why are you taking this long ass way? Like in Philly, you coming from Germantown from the Northeast to go downtown, like, yo, you gotta take the expressway. Like, no. They going through all of these streets in the city streets and all this traffic. Like, what you doing? Like, they may admit that that they scared to drive on the highway or the expressway. And they may say, like, no, it's always a lot of traffic on there. That's why I'll go. You start figuring it out after a while. Like, oh, you scared to drive on the damn expressway. They figured that it's safe. It's safe on the regular streets, but it's too dangerous on the expressway or on the highway to be driving. Well, I mean, that's the way they see it. But have you ever known anybody that was a late bloomer when it came to that? Let me see what else. Oh, hold on, y'all. What about having children? Some people waited until I know people who waited till they was 40. Waited till they was 40 to have kids. The first one. Everybody else, you know what I mean? They emptying their nest out. Meanwhile, a lot of these late bloomers are just having children. I was kind of late. I was 35. A whole 35 before Ayana was born. But that wasn't the first time I ever got a woman pregnant. Not at all. Not even close. That's a whole different conversation. But anyway, that was the first and only child. And to be honest with you, had the situation not been what it was, I'm not sure of how long it would have been, how much longer it would have been before I had children or a child. Can't say. But some people, take a while before they have children. Plenty of people. Wow, Emily, you said all your siblings, children, and your nieces and nephews all started walking and talking maybe around 8 to 10 months old. Okay. Wow, that's pretty fast. Okay. Let me see. Emily says her youngest son didn't play sports at school and very little at home, but he was interested in other things. Okay. T. Carey Wright. What's going on, T. Carey Wright? And circa 2009, you know what I mean? Switched over from the Instagram side to the YouTube side. Good looking out. But we back on the Instagram side though. Emily, it was a big deal when you first got hair on your privates. Stop playing. No, you didn't get kicked off the gram. It's only it only broadcasts for an hour. So anything over an hour, it stops the show. And she says, my grandmother hasn't driven on the highway since I was 12 after a bad accident. Okay. But that doesn't make her a late bloomer because she did it before then. Carol Chamberlain says, I won't drive on Lincoln Drive, but I will drive on the highways. Lincoln Drive. People do be shook over Lincoln Drive. I be whipping that shit. Like, I ain't ending up like Teddy Pendergrass. I can do this shit. Emily says, my sister will not drive on the expressway or ride with anyone on the expressway. Damn, was she gonna jump out of the car if you go on the expressway? Circa 2009 says most accidents have are very, very close to happen, very close to where a person lives. Yeah, that's true. Circa 2009 says my uncle was 40 when he had his daughter. There you go. That's late. That's some late blooming shit. Everybody else cashing out, and you just cashing in. Everybody else at 40? Yeah. Yeah. Emily said, eat different foods. I have never eaten anything fishy. Not saying that I won't, just not yet. Yeah. That's another thing. As far as late, I guess that could be considered late blooming when you finally open up and start trying new things as far as your palate is concerned. So you decide you're going to try different foods, maybe different foods from different regions. You know what I mean? I know some people who will only eat American food. I'm talking burgers. And I mean Philly American food. Cheesesteaks, hamburgers, cheese fries. I'm like, But it's true. If your parents don't push the issue with that, a lot of people won't get to that point. Parents play a big role in what you will try and what you won't try as far as dining is concerned. They play a big role. My parents had us trying all kinds of shit, especially my dad. So we ate all kinds of shit. We wasn't gonna eat no like cats or dogs, you know what I mean? Some Asian shit. Voice change. Oh, Emily read the description. Good looking out, Emily. Yeah, but the voice change thing goes on. That's a big thing for boys, number one, and it goes a lot. It goes along with the whole puberty thing. So puberty can actually last a good while. You know, you kind of know when it starts, but when it ends, it's a little dicey. You know, little boys, they get this knot in they breast area when they go through puberty. It's a little knot, and it actually comes out and has to fall off. But the shit is uncomfortable. And when you are that age, people who know that you're going through that puberty, they'll come and grab them shits. It hurt. Yeah. Yeah. Emily says, if she knows the destination involves expressway, she's not going. All right, well. So she probably has to get lied to a lot. Like, look, you fucking going. We only going to the store. T. Carey Wright says, my homie had his first kid last year at 49. See, if you a man, you can do that shit. But you know there are dire consequences to if you have children that late if you're a woman. I mean, you can deny it all you want. It's a gamble. It is. You know what I mean? You don't be fucking around with them old ass eggs, man. Them old ass eggs, they be autism eggs. It is what it is. Y'all can get mad at me all you want, but you know it's true. The doctors will tell you, and you see the proof in the pudding. You know what I mean? Like, listen, by 38, I don't know. Don't risk it at 39. At 38, consider them eggs cooked. You know what I'm saying? Nah, the eggs done, man. The eggs done. The eggs are done. No more. No. The eggs are done. Scrambled, poached, sunny side up, fried, sunny side down, omelet. You know what I mean? Take the egg whites, whatever. Listen, the egg's done. Don't take. The odds ain't good, but it happens. So to have your first child at that age, you know, there's a lot that goes into that. It's a high risk. Those are normally high risk pregnancies, and let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Good looking out, Emily. She says she was 20 something. You was 20 something when you had your first sexual encounter. Don't judge. I was friends with guys, but not sexual. That's definitely late blooming. Like I said, when I was 20, I was messing around with a 24-year-old virgin. I'm ready to get turned out. She like, no, you got to turn me on. Start me up. Just start me up. I never stop. Well, she would stop every like half a stroke. I was like, yo, this virgin shit is for the birds. I mean, it was crazy because she really had a body. And she was nice. It was crazy. But yeah, she was a late bloomer. Had all the equipment. It's just, she was late to the party. Shoot, by the time she got to the party, everybody else had got their hands stamped, was outside chilling, ready to come back in. She just getting to the part. Glass slipper wearing Cinderella ass. I wonder where she is to this day though. She was really, really nice. She really was. That late bloomer shit, sex. I mean, that's a lot of tightness right there. Very, 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 very tight. Very, very, very tight. Very tight. Very tight. But like I said, she was very nice. Circa says there's a show called Married at First Sight, and there's a young lady who was a 27-year-old virgin. I know virgins that were older than that. Eating healthy, taking herbs, and exercising helps. The 40-year-old virgin wasn't just a movie. Yeah, I know people. Yeah, and out of the people who have been having sex for a long time, you'd be amazed at the amount of women who have never had an orgasm. They've been having sex for nothing. You'd be wondering how come they never got excited about it, because they never popped. It is what it is. You think it won't when it whiz. Late bloomers, the life of a late bloomer. Yes. That's what we're talking about today on the Daily Go Get 'Em Show. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all share the show, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Okay. Carol Chamberlain says, my daughter had her son at 38. He's 10 now, and I told her, that's it. Yeah. You don't want to add on there. I would say, I think you gave her the right advice. T. Carey Wright says she's 46 and their son is just fine. But it's a gamble. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that, you definitely, it's a gamble. It's a gamble. Not one that I would be willing to take. Like, nah, not with no 46-year-old woman. Like, a man can have there's no limit. But he don't have to carry the child. Them old eggs, man. Them old eggs. Woo! Yeah, you can romanticize it all you want. Be like, nah, he'd be an old soul. Yeah. Carol Chamberlain says, I taught my kids to try all types of food. I enjoy all types of foods, and they teach their children to eat everything from sushi to nuts. Fuck that sushi shit. Yeah, I am. A raw fish. I think you know what? Besides the raw, the raw fish part of it, it just don't taste that good to me. You know what I mean? It's like, it's very overrated. And it's that bougie shit. People who eat sushi swear they the shit. I'm like, uncooked food is very easy to eat. I can uncook. I can not cook. I can cook uncooked food. By the way, is making potato salad or any other type of salad, is that cooking? I think it's cooking. Are you only cooking if the meal involves fire? You're still preparing the meal. Still has to taste good. Yeah, I don't like no sushi. I'm good, Carol. I've tasted it multiple times, and I'm like, and y'all ain't got no business charging that much for that bullshit. And I also think them weirdos who like clams on the half shell, I think that's weird too, and it's dangerous. Some nasty ass shit. A clam is a bottom feeder, and you eating this shit freshly dead. And talking about some, it's an aphrodisiac. Like if you need to eat a dead clam in order to get your shit up, or in order to get sexually aroused, just man, forget it. Just forget it. Circa 2009 says, and it's true, all women can squirt. All women can squirt. Then I'm sure there's even more who never did. Yo, there are plenty of women who have never enjoyed all that sex has to offer. I think it's sad, real sad, like to the point where I think it's worth crying over. It's so sad. It's so sad. Oh, look. Circa talking about some sushi is good. You have to get the right one. Oh, she said, yeah, she's bougetto. I'm about to say, because like, let me find out that sushi is the new liver. Oh, you got to know how to cook it right. How about it just be, generally good, like chicken? Like, you don't have to know how to cook chicken right. It's good. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But it's all good, though. We're about to get up out of here in a minute. Carol Taylor says, you need fire to cook the potatoes for potato salad. Duh. You only got to boil them, though. Damn, come on now. Come on now. Help me out here. Carol says, I only eat the cooked salmon and shrimp rolls, maybe California rolls, veggie. Okay. I don't know, man. I mean, even if we're talking about this whole late bloomer thing, I want to reiterate that that's a judgment call. You grown or you are developed in the way that you want to be developed. Nobody can say that you aren't a high quality person just because you don't know how to do something, or you haven't been somewhere, or you haven't tried this, that, and the third. You may be expertly versed in other things that matter more to you. Some people, well, you know what? Traveling. Some people haven't traveled. They haven't been anywhere. Yo, when I was growing up, I know grown-ups to this day that live in Philly never been in New York. Like, yo, it's 90 miles away. No, they never been there. I know somebody who never been to Atlantic City. I'm like, Atlantic City? It's not on their radar. Travel. Never went. Atlantic City is only 60 miles away. You're there in a hop, skip, and a jump, and a bunch of tolls. New York too. But certain things are important to certain people, and other things aren't as important. So it doesn't reach their bucket list. So they don't go in that direction. Late bloomers. You may start to travel later on in life when somebody encourages you more. Like maybe you never thought about visiting a foreign country, but you may get with somebody, and it doesn't have to be your romantic partner. You may meet a friend, and they like, I mean, let's go here, let's go there. You ever been overseas? And you're like, no. They're like, well, why not? Would you go? Like, yeah. All right, let's get our passports and let's go. You make good money. Let's go try it out. But until you got with them, you may have never done it. People scared to fly on a plane. I don't know if that makes you a late bloomer or not, but if you talking about flying or driving and things like that. Those are things that people do. If you never fly, you're never going to make it overseas. You can say, well, I'll take a boat. There aren't too many people that are afraid to fly that aren't afraid to get on a boat. Not the two normally go together. So that cruise is out of the realm of discussion. When we were younger, some people like to party at clubs. Other people didn't like to do that. They didn't do that. Maybe they got into the club scene later on. Other people weren't doing that anymore. You in your 30s, getting closer to 40, and you may have started going to clubs and hanging out, enjoying some of the nightlife. Yeah, I know people older. Circa says that her cousin was 40 when he took his first flight. I know people way older than that. I know my brother-in-law, he was well into his 50s when he first got on a plane. Or at least, I think it was his 50s. If not, it was at the very least because he took a plane down to Florida or Georgia somewhere for my niece's cheerleading competition. Other than that, because he was in his either late 40s or early 50s, mid 50s, whatever. So it doesn't always happen for everybody. And drug use and abuse. It's not a good thing. It's nothing to be proud of. But some people start using drugs late in life. Like this is what you decide to be a late bloomer in? You want to start sniffing coke? You want to start smoking crack? You want to start shooting heroin? It happens, though. It happens. Circa says he is 46 now and he still hasn't been on a cruise, but he talks about boarding a ship at least once. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but there are so many things that you could try later on in life if that's your choice. Some of the things may not be of your choosing. You may have to try them late in life because of circumstance. Like getting on a plane. You may have never wanted to get on a plane. You may be afraid to get on a plane, but you may need to get somewhere very fast and for an emergency type of situation, and you had to get on that plane. I remember reading how KRS-One does not like to fly, and he refuses to. And I'm like, well, you know how much money he missed out on? Like, he has been to Europe, but he took the boat. You know how long it takes? It's a long ass boat ride on some slavery shit. I ain't with it. But Rakim too. So Rakim and KRS-One were afraid to fly. So they took buses and trains and cars and everywhere they went. So you can imagine the strain that had on their touring schedule. They ain't see no Asian money, no African money. Not going to happen. For an entertainer to, yeah, they run around calling Rakim the God MC. What kind of God scared to fly? Okay, let's get on up out of here. Let's do these birthday shout outs, and then we're gonna holler back. Let y'all get started with this Saturday or this 4th of July, however you choose to term it. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious July 4th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They are SPECIAL. They are number one out the box. Brittany Stroud turning 23 years old today. She looks way older than 23. But hey, it is what it is. And also, Samenia Mayer, happy birthday to you. And Gloria Jackson, turning 63 years old today. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Woo! And also, Kamisha Faison, turning 38 years old today. She got the 30. Happy birthday, Kamisha. And she's also raising money for Push Black. Push Black, okay. Happy birthday to you. And also Amelia Lincoln, happy birthday to you. And Melvin Glasgow, also turning 38 years old today. Yeah. And Jean Bonner, happy birthday to you. And last but certainly not least, turning 59 years old today, Natalie Crawford, happy birthday to you. I want to say happy birthday to all of you and anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious July 4th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings and do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good thing. Hold on. Wait a minute. One more. My stepbrother Kerman. Happy birthday to you, my brother. All right. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, hey, yo, late bloomers. The life of a late bloomer, man. You may be a late bloomer in many areas of your life, or maybe just one or two areas. Doesn't matter. You know, if you work on yourself for the rest of your life, then the rest of your life will be worked on. And it'll be a good look, and it'll be a good time, and it'll be a good experience, and hopefully it turns into a good quality of life and living. Life is one thing, living is another thing. Life is one thing, living is another thing. I would suggest that you try to get the most out of your life experience as possible. Don't let there be a lot of stones that you don't turn. But don't do things just to do them, especially if they're dangerous or counterproductive or things that could put you in a bad spot. You know what I mean? You make the choice in your life. The life is yours. This is a life that you choose. So, choose wisely and choose often. So with that being said, yo, man, I want to thank all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news for coming through. I appreciate me some. Y-O-U true. I'm going to get back to you. All right, so we're going to holler back, y'all. Make sure that y'all share this show. Make sure that y'all press the like button. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel thus far. I'll get back with y'all. Make sure y'all check out the Urban Therapy with Sun show. I'm sorry. The Legacy of a Nation show tonight. The Legacy. The Legacy of a Nation show tonight. And we will be talking about what's in a name change, and does changing your name change the way you are perceived? Oh, so, you become a Muslim and you decide change my name to, and I'm going to change my name to, my name is Fatim Farid, and my name is Salim Rashid. Check it out, 6 o'clock today, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on the Legacy of a Nation show. Me and my dad, Brother Mac, will be coming through, and we will have a hell of a show for you. So peace, y'all, man. Love y'all to death. I resuscitate y'all and love y'all right back to life. Be careful out there. Don't mess around with no bad fireworks and nothing. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get up out of here. Blog Talk. I'll get back to you. Yes, I will now. And for my, see y'all later, YouTube. Peace.